what is a concussion? A concussion is a traumatic brain injury. There are mechanical forces to the body or to the head that transmits up to the brain, and it results in a brain injury.
What happens is the head stops abruptly when it hits another structure. Whether your head stops abruptly when you fall to the turf, or when you hit somebody else's head, or when your head runs into their body, if there's a sudden stop of the head. Unfortunately, the brain, which is floating inside of the skull, doesn't stop with the head. It keeps moving inside. In addition to that, there's a rotational element. So it's usual that not only does the head impact another surface, but it also rotates.
The brain is a jelly-like consistency, and it's located inside of a hard box, which is the skull. And so when there is some sort of deceleration, acceleration event, that jelly-like consistency brain hits the front, the back, and the side of that hard box, resulting in symptoms. So the difference between a sports-related concussion versus a concussion that occurs from something else is really not different in the way that the brain is injured. But what is different is the risk.
Any time where there's contact, any time where collision is part of the sport, or in any sport where there's high velocity movement, there's a risk of concussion. A soccer player, a goaltender, who went down for the ball, and someone went to kick the ball into the net and kicked him in the head. And there was a very brief moment where the soccer player thought that he may have lost consciousness, but couldn't tell. At the end of the day, he said, "I don't think I blacked out. I just went down." But he knew that he wasn't normal. This had been his second concussion. And what he noticed was his vision was a little blurry, he was a little unsteady, and he was very emotional.
Concussion is a brain injury. It's an injury that has to have time to heal. It's not something that you can ignore. You have to take the time to manage it appropriately. You wouldn't expect to go back to sports if you just broke your leg, and so you need to give your brain the same time to heal.
Most of us throughout our lives will have a concussion, whether it's playing sports or whether it's a fall or whether it's a car accident. But there's so many benefits to participating in sport. It's the physical activity, mental health, social interactions, leadership skills. It basically builds them for a life of success.